Hi everyone, it's Marie here from pepperlyrose.blogspot.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to make a project today as it was part of a request from my previous video, and I was asked to make something with a koala in it for a fundraiser. So what I've decided to do is actually make a punch art koala, because I was asked to use the previous stamp that was in the last catalogue, but unfortunately that had retired and I also didn't own it, so I couldn't make a project with that in it. However, I will do a punch art one so that I'm able then to give ideas to the person that requested it. So thank you for the suggestion. So what I'll be featuring today is an item from the Celebration catalogue. It goes from the 4th of January to the 31st of March, and it's a free item, and I'm only using one little item, but it will be part of the project, and it is this beautiful silver and white ribbon, and it's got like the beautiful silver accents, if you can see that. So that's what we'll be using today, and that's on page 11 of our Celebration catalogue, and you can get this for free if you spend $90 or more. Okay, you can't buy it unless you earn it for free. So we'll be featuring that today. We'll be featuring a couple of punches because it is punch art after all. We'll be using the Fox Builder Punch and the Owl Builder Punch, and we're also going to be using the Scalloped Tag Punch as well. So I'm making a bookmark today, and I'll be using a couple of stamp sets. I'll be using the Sweet Cupcake for the Wish Big sentiment, and I'm also using Foxy Friends, and I am using the wider set stamp there for the eyes. And also I'll be using today, there's a few things for this little bookmark, but I'll be using the Woodland Embossing folder. I'm also going to be using a framelit from the Botanical Builder Framelits, and it is, I'll just take that out while I'm talking to you. I'm just going to be using this leaf because it kind of looks like a eucalyptus leaf, so I'll be using that. And I'm also going to be using the Cupcake Cutouts Framelits, and I'm going to be using this little, it's like the flame for the candle, but that makes an excellent nose for a koala bear. So I'll be using that as well. So we'll start off by, I've got some basic grade cardstock here, and that's 2 inches across by 5 3/4. I've got a Whisper White piece of cardstock here, and that is 1 3/4 by 5 1/2. So what I'll do is I'll start off with this punching the scalloped tag bit here. So I'll just pop that into my punch, and it cut out a beautiful scalloped tag, so you can use that as a tag or as a bookmark, but I'm using it as a bookmark today. And this one I'll have to cut down to size to fit, so I just wanted to see how much I needed to cut off. So I'll need to cut off about, I'll just give it a little score mark here, and I'll give that a quick cut. Just get my cutter, and I'll cut off. Now let's see, I might as well measure it. Okay, to cut that off, yeah, it needs to be about 5 inches. Okay, so I'll just cut off to the 5-inch mark. So I've cut that off to the 5 inches mark now. So that layers on like that. I might cut off a little bit more, just a teensy wincy bit more. And let's see how that works out. Yeah, much better, so it's got a little border. Okay, so I'm using that. And what I'll do is I want to start off with some stamping first, and I'm going to stamp the Wish Big in some Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So I'll just grab that quickly and give it a stamp. I'll just stamp it towards the bottom right hand side. Just give it a nice hold there for a few seconds just to make sure that the ink transfers, and That's stamped really beautifully. Just move the camera a little bit outwards. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that's stamped beautifully. And what I'm going to do now is emboss that in the Woodland Embossing folder. And, okay, do it this way. So what I've aimed to do is just to have the sentiment in more of a clear part. So I'll just pop that, which doesn't have any embossing on it. Just wanted it to be, I'll show you once I emboss it. So I'll bring up my Big Shot. And I'm using just the regular Big Shot platform, a cutting plate, the embossing folder, make sure it's lined up nicely, and I'm just going to crank that through the Big Shot. So now I have a beautifully embossed cardstock, and as you can see there, I made sure there was no embossing for the part where I've got the wish big, so it's just a little bit of a tree branch there, so it looks lovely. Okay, so I'll pop that here for now. I'll keep the Big Shot out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a couple of things. I'm going to cut out the leaf that I showed you earlier. I'll just put the thin die adapter on top. I'll put the cutting plate. I'll put the flatter one. I've got a really warped one here. And so I'm going to cut out the leaf in mint macaron. That to me is the closest colour to eucalyptus. Sort of like a blue gum eucalypt here in Australia. And it's just got like a bluish tinge, but I really like the, I think that the closest shade is the mint macaron. So just give that a quick pass through. Whoops. And that kind of looks like a eucalypt to me, so I'll pop that over there. And with that candle bit, I've got the some basic grey cardstock, and I'm just going to cut out the candle flame from the Sweet Cupcake Framelits. So I'll cut that through. Okay, perfect. So it just looks like a little koala nose, isn't it cute? So I've popped that over there. And that's it with the Big Shot work for now. I don't think we'll need it anymore. So I'll pop this to the side. Okay. So pop this over here. What I'm going to do now is with some basic, smoky slate cardstock, I'm going to cut out the body of the koala, and I'm using the Fox Builder Punch. So I'm going to cut out the body and the head. Okay. So I need the body and the head. And I cut out a bit of the tails. So what I'm going to use this for is to cut out the little, like the little tufts of what. So I'm going to cut that out twice in smoky slate. That will form part of his ear, or her ear, whatever you want it to be. And I've got another one there. So that's those two bits cut out. Isn't that cute? Then with the Owl Builder Punch, I'm going to cut out two ears using two circles here, the big ones, and then I'm going to cut out a part of the body from the owl. So I'll just grab, so I'll cut out those two big, larger circles. Where did they go? There we are. So we've got, and I've got the two tufts there. I'm going to cut out half of the owl's body. I'm just going to mainly use it for the feet. So I'm going to cut out the feet part. Okay, so I've got the two little feet there. And with a small piece of Whisper White, I've got some scrap here that I trimmed my thing earlier. Oops. I'm going to bring around now back the Fox Builder Punch and cut out two of those little tufts in Whisper White. 1 and 2. So all the scraps really come in useful, so nothing goes to waste. Okay, so I'll pop these. I won't need those now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the head a little bit of a trim. I'm just going to bring my scissors. I'm just going to round it off a little bit just so it doesn't look so like that. Just made it a little bit rounder. So I just gave it a tiny snips. I'll show you on this side now. And I just go like that and just rounded it off a little bit so it looks a bit cuter. Okay, so what we're going to do with the head is, oh, now I've lost a little piece. Where is it? I lost the little nose that I cut out earlier. Hang on, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Good, I'll bring that nose around. Okay. What I'm going to do is just stamp the eyes and the nose, and that was from the Foxy Friends stamp set, and it was the wider set one, the one where the eyes are wider set apart. I'm going to get my Tuxedo black ink and I'm going to stamp the eyes. So stamp that. Okay, now I made a smudge mark in the middle there, but it doesn't matter because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover that up with the nose, so that's okay. Okay, so that worked out good. What I'll do now is I'll just, I'm just going to glue that down with some liquid glue. Okay, just glue that down. I don't care that the nose is big, it looks cute. Okay, I'm going to glue down now the circles to make the ears look more round. More rounded. They look super cute. Okay, so that's one ear done. And the other one. I like using tweezers when I'm holding on to these little bits. Okay, and then I'm going to put one of those little tufts like that. So glue that down. Like so. Oops. I'll get the other one on the other side. Like that. Okay, and then I'll use the white parts now. I'll just put that in front here. And I'll use the other one now. Do it like that. Yeah, okay. Pop that on there. Oops. I think I've glued it down to the table. Okay, and then I'll just get this part here. Okay, so that's the head. Super cute, love it. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'm going to grab the bookmark. I'm just going to glue just along the edges there. And pop that on here. Just space it out evenly. And now I'm just going to get a feel for where I want to put it. There's a little bit, there's a branch here, and it's, if you can see that, there's a branch and then there's a smaller one. I'm going to try and perch it right on here. Just like that. Like that. And I'm going to put that over here. And then what I'm going to do is the reason why I said wish big was because it found a super huge, giant leaf. So it's a massive leaf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that down. Like so. I'm going to add the head on a dimensional. Just grab my dimensional out. Okay, so I'll just put the head on a dimensional. Oops. Okay, I'll just pop that up like on an angle, like so. And I'm going to put the leaf like that. I'm just going to get some, I'm going to use a part of a dimensional and pop it up here on the edge. Just one of my edges of the dimensionals, and I'll just put a little bit of glue right on the corner there on the top of the leaf. Make it go down a little. Now, as you can tell, I cut off a little earlier the feet from the our builder punch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off just bits of it. Because what I'm going to do, so there's a hand. I'm going to make this, the feet, like little claws, little hands. The owl paws. Okay. So I just trimmed those off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a small strip of smoky slate cardstock. Okay, so I might trim that off. Okay, just 2 small strips of cardstock. Now I lost my other paw. Where did it go? Where did you go, paw? Paw. Oh no. Oh, there it is. It's hard to tell. So I'll put them on the white so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to cut with some scrap smoky slate, a couple of little arms. So I'll just cut. No science behind this, it's just whatever looks good. So, okay, cut off, I don't know, about that much, maybe about ½ an inch. I'm just going to round that so it looks a little bit more rounded. I'll do the same on the other side. And then I'm going to stick on, oh, that looks terrible. Round it off again. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to stick, put that, we'll use my tweezers. Just put a little bit of glue right on the edge there, so I left a little part there so we can glue it on. I always seem to lose my little bits of paper. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Right in front of me. Okay. So it looks like that, if you can see that. Looks like little paws, and then I'm going to stick that like that. So I'll just grab a bit of glue and I'll stick a bit of glue right on the edge there. And I'll put a little bit of glue right on the edge here too. Okay, so I'll put some glue there and there. Grab my tweezers and I'll just pop that around here and just hold it down so that it adheres down. Okay. And with this one here, I've just bent it down a little bit. And I'm just going to stick that there. So I left a little bit more of a, like a little extra little piece there, like the leg of the Builder Punch. So what I'm going to do is just going to wrap it around, and I'm just going to put some glue there and there, and I'll wrap it underneath the leaf so it looks like it's holding on from the other side. Okay. I'll just stick that on there now. And I'll just angle it there. And with that ribbon, the celebration ribbon, I'm just going to thread that through from the back. Make sure it's nice and even, and I'm going to do a little knot like so. Whoops. It's frayed a little bit, so I'm just going to trim off the edges with my scissors. Trim that off again. Get off. Okay. And there is my bookmark, or you can use that as a tag with the koala on it. Isn't that cute? It says wish big, so the koala's probably wishing for a giant leaf, eucalyptus leaf. Hope you've enjoyed this project, and I hope to see you next time. And thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for subscribing. I really, really appreciate it. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye now.